No mercy. No gracias. No thanks. This is a easy to learn, really fun game. It's a bluffing game in which you're trying to control how many of these counters you have in your hand while also trying to psych out your opponents. It's great, a lot of fun, extremely easy to teach. It plays 3 to 7 players. It's a great game, no thanks. But today we're here to talk about how to set up, how to play, and how to win no thanks. So, setup. First thing you're going to do is you're going to shuffle up these cards, and then you're going to pull out 9 of them. That way, you don't know exactly what cards are going to be present in the game, because in this game, it's a lot about pulling cards that are in an order. So if you have an 11 and a 14 and a 13, you're going to be looking for a 12, but it might be out of the game. And you give everyone a set number of counters. Now, the number of counters depends on how many players you have playing the game. For 3 to 5 players, you're giving them 11 counters. For 6 players, you're giving them 9. And for 7 players, you're giving them 7. So for the setup of this game, we're going to be playing a 4-player game, so we're going to be giving everyone 11. And then whatever you have left over is just thrown out of the game. So we have 4 players here. They all have their tokens. It's advised in this game to keep your tokens hidden. I often, whenever I'm playing, keep them in my hand and just make sure that no one else can know how many I have left over. So we're going to go ahead and start off the round. These cards go from 3 to 35, but remember there are 9 cards that are taken out, so if you're looking for something sequentially, it might not be there. So we're going to go ahead and get started. 23. 23 is pretty high. So whoever's first player, let's say it's this guy here, he's going to either take this card and all 23 negative points against him at the end of the game, or he's going to put a token on it and say, no thanks. Next player, they can do the exact same thing. You have 2 choices. You take the card or you put a chip on it. They're probably going to put a chip on it. This will go round and round until someone finally thinks that there's enough tokens to justify taking the card. Now, with something like 23, it might take a while to get to there because these tokens counteract your card value. However, you're going to use these tokens during the game, so you're not going to necessarily have them at the end of the game. Now it gets to the point where someone is looking to possibly take it. This player here realizes that that's a lot of tokens to pass up on, so they're going to finally take it off and add it to their stack. And this card will sit in front of them, so other people know that they're looking for cards in that vicinity. We're going to flip a card now. It's a 22, which is connected to their card. So now it starts with the same player who just took that card. Now, in theory, they can just take this card and stack it on top. Because when we get to the scoring aspects, any cards that are sequential like this, 22, 23, you're only going to count the lowest value in that sequence. So if it's 23 and 25, let's say, that would be 22 points and 25 points, 47 points. However, since these are connected, then you're going to treat it like it's a sequence, and you're only going to count the lowest points. So at the end of the game, it's only going to be 22, not 22 and 23. So they're going to go ahead and take that up, and that brings them to 22. Doesn't hurt them at all. However, another option could have been to leave that card out there, let it go around a turn or 2, and get some more chips on it. So they're going to start it. They'll say no thanks. Next player really doesn't want 22. This player doesn't want it. This player doesn't want it. And now they could take it if they wanted to, or if they were a bit gutsy, they could let it go around a whole other time. But they're going to play it safe early on in the game and go ahead and take it. So they got a bunch of free chips, and it knocked their chips down a little bit. That's part of the strategy of the game, is knowing when to take it, when not to take it. Now they could have been burned by that, by someone else taking it. But for them, going from 23 down to 22, it's just 1 point at the end of the game. So they had reasons for letting it ride. that is pretty much in a nutshell how this game plays. Once we go through all of these cards, the game is over. At the end of the game, all you're going to do is you're going to count up your scoring card value. So for instance, remember, these are sequential, so you only look at the lowest one. So that'd be 22 minus all of their chips. 26. That'd be -4 points, which is great. It's really how this game plays. It's extremely easy. It's a lot of fun. You can play it very quick. Usually these games don't last longer than 20, maybe 30 minutes at the most. But this is no thanks. It's a lot of fun. If you have any questions, feel free to get in the comment section down below, and we'll catch you next time, because that's the way we roll.